Hello everyone, welcome once again to another Power BI tutorial by Team Slidescope. In this part, we are creating HR employees performance analysis dashboard where obviously employee performance rating is our target field and we are considering department filters. So you can see if we apply department filters, we can filter the dashboard. If we want to select for any particular job role, we can select that. If we want to see performance rating by gender, say if we select male or female, we will see all other charts will be filtered accordingly. It's an interactive chart. You will learn how to create these simple visuals. You will also learn how to create these simple calculated columns, simple measures that we have, or simple group column from numerical columns, and create this type of dashboard. When and how we can use a ribbon chart, when and how we can create a funnel chart and customize it, how are we showing different bubble sizes for different cities here. Everything that you see here you will learn in this part. So let's get started and learn as a beginner how to create simple dashboard. And this is part 2 in our HR series. So in the first part of this employee satisfaction analysis dashboard series, we created this dashboard where we kept job satisfaction score as our target field. You should go and watch that part if you want to understand in a better way. Otherwise, what we do is whenever we get a data set, we consider some field as our target field. For example, job satisfaction score. How satisfied are the employees working in this company? And every employee, when they were surveyed, they gave some score, and on the basis of that, company was trying to analyze what are the different factors resulting in better job satisfaction score. Whether department was it, whether job role was it, which gender had better job satisfaction, work location wise. So first we considered these categorical fields. Then we have different numerical fields also. We have created some calculated columns like satisfaction category. If their job satisfaction score is less than 3, then we set low, otherwise high. So that's how we consider one field as our target field. And then we create a dashboard where you can see we have average job satisfaction score by department, top 5 roles, average by gender, and so on. So in this case, we will simply create a duplicate of this, and in this case, we will consider performance rating, employee performance rating as our target field. So we are doing performance rating analysis, and this is from point of view of employers. So this is HR employees performance rating analysis, or simply performance analysis dashboard. So in this case, we are creating this performance analysis dashboard where their performance rating will be considered. For that, obviously, we have created some KPIs. That's what we created. So once we created this KPI count of employees, we created a card visual. In the card visual, we selected some call out value color. We selected some category label. If you go to view, you can see the theme that we used, that is accessible orchid, where we have these color palettes available. This is category label. So if you disable, this is category label. If you disable category label, you can see. So you can change color of category label accordingly as well if needed. And here also we have different other parameters. Here we can do one more thing. If we go to properties, we have padding. So we can reduce some top padding so that the text and category label are aligned more vertically in center. Then we can go to home tab. copy their formatting. So we can copy formatting and apply here to apply the same styling. So here count of employees. For this employee ID is given, and employee ID when dragged in this card we have different options. So we can select count or count distinct. Here for for every row we have a distinct employee ID. That's why we are seeing this number as 300. Then for second card we are considering average of experience as our target field. What is average experience of these employees? For that we have considered the experience in years field and we have selected average. So from here you can select minimum. Minimum experience is 0, maximum is 9, and average is 4.68. If you want to change, obviously you can rename for this visual and change it to something else. But this is average of experience. Then we have our previous target field, that is average job satisfaction score, which is 5.62. This is job satisfaction score field. In this case, because performance rating is being analyzed, so what I have done is in the card, if I drag performance rating, so in this case it will automatically select sum. We will select average. We'll right click here and rename it. So average performance rating. So we can see average performance rating is 2.90. Because this is our target field, we have to we can show it in a different way also. So let's say we select this and let's drag this. I'm just doing this so that we are considering it as our target field, and here also we will apply the same formatting. I want the label to appear properly. So this is average performance rating. If you want, you can add some icons over here also. And for example, if we go to insert tab, we have image. So we have an assets folder here. From this assets folder, we can select some image that we can put here. So for example, I'm just putting this because it is yellow in color. Later I will change it if needed. So this way you can download some transparent icons and you can add it here in your reports. I will try to create an icon with the same color, but this is how you can do it. This is average performance rating. Then we have average of salary. Similarly, their salary in dollars is given. So we have done average of salary. Again, copying the formatting, applying here, copying the formatting and applying here. And this is their total training hours. So total training hours, for that we have selected sum, and for average salary we have selected average value. Now there is one more thing. For example, salary is given and we have already used a dollar sign here in bracket. But if you go to table view and you select that particular column, that is a money, so you select that and then column tools will be open, and in column tools you have this option, display the value in the column as a currency. You can select that and then it will automatically select your currency. So you can select the currency code also, like if we are selecting this dollar sign, so then it will appear as dollar here. So that's why it is important. So this is how you will create your KPI cards. In your KPI cards, as you can see, in format your visual setting, in effect, we have visual borders enabled, and visual border color is this color, black color. So you can select any other color for your visual borders also. For example, if I select, you can see here. So different type of visual border color can be selected, and we go again, and here you can see some shadow is also enabled. So you can enable that shadow as well. So I'm again going with same, but this is how you can select shadow and visual border. Now, when we have one categorical field and one numerical field, so for example, when we have by department, so we have department, and in our previous case we had job satisfaction score. When we have that, so we can create different type of visuals. We can create a bar chart or a column chart. We can create a funnel chart. We can create even a line chart, like you can see here. We can select line chart also. We can select area chart, funnel chart. These type of charts can be selected because in these charts we have category and values. So if we are selecting a funnel chart here from previous, we are just using the same uh, setting from previous example that was taught in part 1. So if you are selecting a funnel chart, in funnel chart on category, obviously you will put a categorical field like department, job role. So here we will keep department, but in values we have average of job satisfaction score, which we will get rid of because here we have to show performance rating. So by default it will select sum of performance rating. We have to show average performance rating. So now this is average performance rating by department. So you can see when we have created a visual like this. So in this visual we have general settings that we have seen, and in general setting we have a title. So we can enable or disable a title, and here actually we are showing average performance rating. So let's change the spelling. So average performance rating, and average performance rating by, and whatever it is, so this is by department. So this is something that we can show. So this is how you can show average performance rating. Now what is this funnel chart showing? In this funnel chart you can see the department which has highest average performance rating appears on top, and department which has lowest will appear at bottom, giving it a shape like a funnel, like it will automatically sort from top to bottom or in descending order. You can click here, sort axis, department or average performance rating in ascending order also. So these type of options are available here. Now we you can see here in visual setting data label is on, but because the height of this graph is lower here, so we will not be able to see, but when you will zoom it or in focus mode you will be able to see these numbers. Then this 100% is shown. What it does is it shows the highest value as 100%, and that's why sales which is at top becomes 100% of first, and operations which is at second position becomes 94.3% of first. So this way they will show their previous value, their first value, and what is this value with respect to first value and previous value. Here in settings you have data level, category level, conversion rate. So if we toggle it off, then you will be able to see those numbers also. Here you will be able to see the number. So this is how you can create average performance rating by department and show the data. Then we were also seeing different roles. So in the previous example we saw that we have roles, and you can see we have many roles. So once we created this chart, here actually you are seeing only top 5 roles and by job satisfaction, which was our target field in previous case. So first of all, I will create a simple stack chart here. This is job role that we will put on x-axis, and on y-axis I will put again performance rating and select its average value. So this is average performance rating. You can see in logistics coordinator it is higher, it is lower in HR executive. But how are we seeing only top 5 values? Because in this visual, if you will go to filter setting, then these are the filters that are applicable on this visual, that filters on this visual. Here job role is given, and in job role we have selected top n filter type. There are three filter types. So we are selecting top n filter type where we are showing items top 5, but by value here is average of job satisfaction, which we will remove, and we will add performance rating here, and instead of sum we will select average and apply filter. So now you can see if we sort it by average of performance, these are the top 5 roles, and you can see 3.27 to 3.17 are their values. If you want to show top 10, we can apply filter, and now we have the top 10 values. So this is how you can select whether you want top 10 or 5 or how many roles. So once it is done, now this is top 5 roles, top 10 roles actually. So we will go to title once again in visual settings general. So we will select top 10 roles by performance rating, and we can see performance rating of employees as logistic coordinator are very high, and in top 10 role business developer has 2.94. And if you want to select bottom, so for bottom you will go again, and instead of like you have selected top n, you will just select bottom 10, apply filter. So you will be able to see from bottom 10. So, and you can sort descending ascending from here. So this way. So this way you will be able to find out that for HR executives the average performance rating is 2.5, which is the lowest. So you can select things, you can sort things accordingly here. Let's go back again, sort descending. Now we have the data, top 10 roles by performance rating. Next, we have average job satisfaction score by gender that we created in the first part. Here we will just replace it with obviously we will just write it as performance rating. So performance rating by gender, and here we will just replace the field. So in values instead of average we will select performance rating, and we will select it like this. So you can see performance rating of female employees are more here, then there is other, then male, and average score is 3.18, which is very close to the high score. So that's how you can find out performance rating by gender. Now there is one more thing. Every time when we are dragging this field here, we have to change it. So that's why what we can do, we can create a new measure, and we will call it performance rating. We know that this is average value. So we will just write average function here, and then you have to select your table and column name of which you have to find average. So we will select this table and column name, and we will check it. So now this measure will always show. Okay, so okay, sorry, but it is showing that this name already appears in the same case. So we have to write something else. Let's write average then. So if the name appears, if that field is already there, you cannot use the same name. So that's why we are now using a measure average performance rating here. Now in this case, we were showing average training hours by satisfaction category. So like we we were doing exploratory analysis, so we selected their training hours and in which satisfaction category they belong. So how was this satisfaction category created? In satisfaction category, we used switch function. So this is a calculated column. Earlier I showed you how to create a calculated measure. If you right click here and you create a new column, so that column will be created. A measure is a single value, an aggregate single value, but a column will have its values for all rows. So satisfaction category. So if job satisfaction score is 9, it is high. If it is in the range of 4, above 3, it will be medium, less than 7. So greater than 3, less than 7 is medium. Anything above 7 is high. So that's how you will set the satisfaction category. In the switch function, you write first argument as true. True means if the result of this comparison is true, then this value will be the output of that expression for every column. So that's what is happening here. So this is how you create a categorical column out of a numerical column. So that's what we created. So instead of average training hours, the only thing that we will do again is average performance. So this is average performance rating by satisfaction category. In average performance rating, you can see we are seeing too many decimal places. If you go to your table view and you select a measure, then you will have measure tools. If you select a column, then you will have your column tools. If you select a table, then you will have table tools. So that's how it works. So when we selected average performance rating, when we created this, so here you can see we have add auto, it's a decimal number, and you can see number of decimal places shown for this value. We are selecting 2, and now you can see we are seeing only 2 decimal places. So this is showing average performance rating by satisfaction category. So obviously because we renamed title, so we have to do it again and again. So I'm just going to write performance rating by satisfaction category. I'm giving you a simple tip. Let's say we have to create the same chart, like it's the same chart, like we created a donut chart here. We are creating a pie chart here. So you can see I am creating a pie chart here. In pie chart, I am adding average performance rating as value, and as legend I am adding this calculated column satisfaction category. You can see title is automatically created. Because we changed it in the previous part, then that's why we have to rename it again and again. So when you are doing it for the first time, you will be able to see this title. And what you can do is now you can go to title and just align it to center, change its text color to whatever you feel comfortable with, and you can decide it like that. If you want to add shadow to it, you can again go to effects, shadow, visual border. So that's what we have done, and that is what you are seeing here. And then according to your need, you can drag, resize, re reshape. You can do these kind of things. So this is performance rating by satisfaction category. Then we also created average job satisfaction score by promotion status. If employees were promoted, were they having a better job satisfaction score or not? In this case, we are just going to do with average performance rating. So you can see average performance rating of those candidates who were promoted or yes is 2.92, which is higher, a little bit higher than those who were not promoted. So we will just change the title now, average performance rating. So this is performance rating by promotion status. So it is not necessary that we always show these visuals. We can also select visuals like this, a matrix visual, which is just showing the same data but in a tabular format. And then we can go to value settings where we can increase value size. You can see we can increase font size of these values. Then we have column headers. These are column headers, so we will increase column header size. This is column headers text value, which we can make bold as well. And then we have in column headers we have a background color also. We can select a background also. So this is how you can increase the value and heading. So I just want to use it in full. Yeah, that is good. So I will select 13. Yeah, that is good. And now you can see we have these options. We have other options also. Like here we have cell elements. In cell elements, on the basis of these different values, we can show a background color. So you can see for higher values what is happening for lower value. Similarly, we can also change the font color or we can also add icons. So if I am adding an icon, that means we are seeing a green and a red color. So this is happening on the basis of a logic that if value falls between 0 to 33% red color, 33 to 67% of average performance rating, then orange color and triangle shape, which you can change otherwise in this red shape. So that's how you can show this data. So we will keep it like this, and this is something that you can show here. If you want to learn Power BI, if you want to learn data analytics, you can contact us at slidescope.com and we will be happy to discuss it with you. Now we also have location here. So in the data set, this location is given. So here you can see we have work location column where different states are given like New York, San Francisco, Chicago, Austin, etc. And in these states, one thing that you can do is you can go to this column tool and you can select a data category. Now, this is not necessary, but you can specify what is this representing. It's a city, it's a country, state or province. So it is in case of USA, we have states. In Canada, maybe we have provinces. So like here we are selecting states. So you can see now it is being shown like this. And here we have work location. Once we selected state, so we can also select a field map. Now if we are selecting a field map, let's get rid of this. So we have selected a field map and you can see only work location New York appears. Other work locations are not appearing. So we will check why is this happening. So because it's actually not a state, sorry. So it's actually a city. Sorry about that. So that's what we are doing. So this is a city, and after selecting it as a city, then you will be able to see it will not be able to fill it because it's a city. That's why we selected bubble map here. Because in bubble map, all the cities will be pointed out like where they are. So that's what we did in the first part. Uh, I did it long time back, so I forgot. Now, how will we recognize which city has better average performance rating? So that's why they have this bubble size. So in bubble size, you can add your target field, and in our case, which is average performance rating. So when we do that, we will be able to see that for New York and San Francisco, the bubble size is smaller, but for Seattle, it is bigger. So that's how you decide. So we have that. So the only thing that we need to do now is average performance rating by work location. If you want, we can reposition them as well. Like just this is how you can reposition. Let's say we want to showcase this more, so that's why we are putting it in center. Here you have different settings also, like your bubbles are there, so you can select colors. So you can see bubble colors by default are selected like this. You can select other colors as well. Whatever is your favorite color, you can select here. There is option for show all, so which will not affect our chart here. So as we did for previous case, as we did for HR analysis dashboard in the first part, we will do same thing here also. So here actually age was given, just to recall it. Age was given and it is given as a category. It is given as a continuous number. You can see starting from 22 to 60. These are the employee ages. So what we have done is we click here, we create a new group, and that's what it will create. This will create this age bin. If we will edit groups, you will be able to see that we kept the bin size as 5. So what is this doing? This is basically categorizing age as 22 to 27, 27 to 32, etc. So after categorizing it, we are just creating it, and then we will use this age group in charts. Now the type of chart that we used is line and stack column chart, where in x-axis you can put a categorical value. Age in itself was not categorical because it has a huge range from 22 to the upper range 60, but we categorized it into 5 or 6 bins. Here in this case, close to 9 or 10 bins. And then in column y-axis, we kept count of employee ID. So this column is actually showing count of employee ID. In line y-axis, we are keeping sum of salary. So you can see what is the salary range of these employees in different age groups. And finally, in column legend, we kept satisfaction category that we created. But in this case, we have to analyze performance rating. That's why, and we already analyzed that everything in the previous part. So what we are doing is in line y-axis, we can add this average performance rating. So now you will see what is average performance rating by different age groups, or we can keep it simple like this. And in line y-axis, we can add any other thing that we want to see. For example, if you want to see salary, you can add line y-axis and you will see that. Another thing here, enabling data legend is creating too much confusion. So we will just keep it simple. Now this is showing us age group wise performance rating. So we will select that title and age group wise performance rating, or performance rating by age group. Whenever columns like age are given, we mostly use this histogram. So when we actually create a group and see it in a bar, see the distribution, so it works like a histogram. Here only we are just showing average rating. So this axis is showing average rating, and you can see where it is more than 3, where it is less than 2.5. So you can see employees who are around age or in age bin 25, they have higher average rating. Employees who are in age bin of 40 also have higher rating. So that's how you can decide on the basis of age group. Now here their average remote percentage is given. So you can see in the data remote work percentage is given from 0 to 100. So again what we can do, let's do it. We can create a new group from remote work percentage. Obviously it has a minimum value 0, maximum value 100. Here we will say we want to divide it into n number of bins. Let's say we want to divide the entire range into 10 bins. So it will be easier, 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, and so on. Like what percentage is their remote work? People who have 10% remote work to people who have 100% remote work. So this will be age bin. Now we will select this chart. So best type of chart for them is a column chart or a bar chart. So here we will add remote work in x-axis. So you will be able to see from 0% to 100%. In y-axis we will put category. We will put our average performance rating. And now you will be able to see. So you can see that people who have 0% or 0 to 10% remote work, their average rating is highest. But people who have 100% remote work, their average performance rating is on the lower side. Although lowest is in case of remote work percentage 70, but this is how you can see on the which whether working remote is affecting employee performance rating, yes or no. And this is something that you can decide from here. So what is the title here is performance rating by remote work percentage, which we can see here. Now here obviously just to add a little more information, you can see we have columns. So in columns a color is given. What if we want to, what if we want to show where these values are low, where these values are high? We specifically showcase that. So that's why in formatting this gradient comes. In gradient we will select average performance rating. Now what is this showing? That if average performance rating is a low value, then show it with the blue color, and if it is a high value, then show with this maroon, dark maroon, or whatever you call it. So now you will be able to clearly see where we have low values, where we have high values. It will automatically decide on the basis of its logic. This thing over here is called legend. So we can disable legend. Legend shows what is minimum value, what is maximum value. So we already know that. So that's why we have done that. That's why we keep these KPIs so that we can show low and high values. Now finally, we also have job satisfaction by average salary and expertise. Now this is a ribbon chart. What is the purpose of a ribbon chart? Prior to this, we have selected one category and one number, one category, one number, one category, one number. Here we have selected one category, two numbers, but we have shown them with line and column. But what if we want to show one category and one number, but we want to show their rank also? And this ribbon tells, so see how this ribbon is forming. What is this showing? This ribbon color is for medium. So for zero experience, people who have medium satisfaction category, their average salary is highest. So that's what it is showing. And it is also highest in case of people with 7 years of experience, people with this. So they are their satisfaction is medium. That's what it is showing. So now there can be a question: what is performance rating by department and gender combined? Okay, or what is performance rating by gender and job role combined or work location? So we can take any two categories and we can create many such charts actually. So, and it can be, you can select promotional status also into this. So let's say we want to see by department and gender. Let's say what you will do is on x-axis you will put something like a department. On y-axis, which is showing number, we will put our average performance rating. And as a legend that will decide color, we will select gender. So we have selected that. So this is now showing performance rating by gender and department. And you can now see this chart. So female have highest performance rating in sales department. Females have higher rating in operations department. But in finance department, rating of people from other gender is highest. So you can see, and in every other department, female have higher rating. So now you are seeing a combination of department versus gender and their average performance rating. You can see males usually have lower rating in this company, lower performance rating, but not the lowest in case of IT and marketing department. So that's how you can see performance rating by gender and department. So this is what you can create. And in the first part, we also added two filters. So this is a slicer which we can add as a filter. In the slicer, you can select, let's say you just want to analyze for finance department only, then you will be able to select this. You want to analyze for two particular departments and you just want to show their, show everything according to these two departments. Then you will be able to see this data. Then you can clear selection. Similarly, you can add job role as a filter. So whatever categorical fields we have, it can be work location. So if we select this work location, we can actually filter the data. So work location wise, or if you want to see gender wise, so you can select a gender and see its performance. So everything that you see here, these charts in itself also can be used as filter, and we can now increase their width just to reduce this gap. So this is how basically you can create these kind of charts. You can see how we just changed our narrative, how we changed our, not I will not say narrative, but how we changed our target field, how we changed our field of analysis, and how it affected results. And on the basis of whatever target field we have, we can create this kind of graphs. If you have more space here, obviously we can create more space. We can add more filters. And let's say we want to add a page button. So you can go to your chart, insert, and from here you can select buttons and you can go to navigator and page navigator. So you will be able to add that. So if you have a space here, so you can add this page button. What they will do, if you click here, you will go to this page. If you click here, you will go to this page. This was another page that we just were testing. And if we click here, we will come to this page. So later I will teach you about page navigation, how to put them in visuals like this. how to put them in dashboards like this. Till then, just try to practice this simple dashboard. I will create around 10 questions. Those questions will be solved using DAX. Many students request us to do more complicated DAX based questions that they will face in actual work, so that you will get more chance to practice more and more DAX expressions, DAX queries. So that will come in part 3. So this is part 2, and in part 3 we will cover more DAX questions. It can be a complicated question, not a complicated, but a simple question like which role has highest performance rating but lowest job satisfaction score. It can be a question like that. So you just have to specifically tell us that role, or what is the highest performance rating when location is Chicago and gender is male. So these kind of questions, obviously these kind of questions will give you a single answer, but this will help you in, you know, solving questions. This will help you in solving real business questions. So that's what we will do in upcoming parts. Thanks for watching this part. Let's see you in next part.